the fuck you wanna be? Like I am what I am, I'm just saying. Homie, this is me. If only you could see, this is who I am, man. Understand? You can choose to be who the fuck you wanna be.
Yo, what's up everyone? How we doing? Back here with another vlog. We got another poker vlog. It's Monday. We got the Monday night tournament coming up. As you can see, we got a fresh shave. We chopped it off. I'm loving it. I look kind of scary now in a way, but yeah, just got back from work today. It is a terrible day today. I've been fucking catching buses and trains, dripping in fucking water. So it's been a bit of a funny day. But we've got the Monday night tournament coming up in a few hours. Old partner Jaxon's coming over to pick me up and we're going to go together. So you guys are going to meet Jaxon on the vlog. We're going to, chat some hands, chat some, poker shit. I'm going to get some tips and advice from him. We'll see how we go with the Monday night. It's going to be interesting because for some reason in our fucking Crown casinos in Australia, you can't fucking record. You can't film. So it's going to be a bit of an issue. I can't actually film in there. I'll try and get some sneaky content, but if not, it's just going to be, yeah. See you when Jaxon gets here. Oh yeah, I think Wacko just arrived. Sick. Let's go. Get up, we're fresh, ready to ship it. This weather is trash. Look at this pocket rocket. This is the poker car right here. What's up, baby? How you doing?
You filming in my vlog, motherfucker.
Wait a minute, this guy's filming in my vlog.
This is meant to be my goddamn vlog, motherfucker.
He's up there, the king himself in the studio. Alright, there you go. You just let it roll.
Yeah, fuck
Sick.
yeah. 14 gas. Feels
fun.
good.
Feels good. Feels good to have that gas.
We're back, baby.
Alright, what's up, guys? We're in the car. We're heading to the game now. Jacko just picked me up. So this is the infamous man himself.
Fuck yeah, boy.
Jaxon Burn. We used to fucking grind shit up full time for like 8 months. I've been saying on the vlogs 8 months.
Yeah.
For 8 months in 2017.
I was 17 when I first started playing. Fake ID.
On that
Fake ID at the cas. Fake ID at the pubs. Fake name.
Fucking Jackson's been still hustling. Still been grinding poker ever since, I stopped. Clearly elevating his game. You fucking had some serious cashes in the last, 2 months or so? A month or two?
Yeah, it's been running pretty well the last 2 months.
You had first in the grand final?
We got first in the grand final, that's the second grand. And then 2 back-to-back third places for a couple of different other pub tournaments. And they were 2400.
Yeah, it's just been crushing it, man. So fucking it's good to be back. It's good to be here. I'm so excited to be doing these, man. Trying to fucking commit to these Monday nights. Obviously I've been playing a few of the pubs just because they're such good for value. Looking forward to learning. Got a lot of shit to learn. And that's what I'm gonna love about the ones when I do with Jaxon, because we're gonna be able to talk about a lot more poker. I can only talk so much right now with my my knowledge and my understanding of hands. So I think we'll get some good content in these vlogs, both on yours and mine, of us actually discussing hands.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to bounce back together.
It'll balance way better.
It just makes it a little more interesting when there's an extra person thrown in.
I was saying in the intro, just the most annoying thing about Australia, I don't know if it's Australia-wide, but at least Perth Crown Casino, is we can't film in our casinos.
It's an outdated rule and it needs to go. It's a safety thing,
Yeah,
it's a safety thing, yeah.
It's so stupid. If you got some of the biggest casinos in the world, in Vegas.
All of them, yeah, all of them.
Like,
and you promote it as well, so it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
We haven't played the Monday night together in over a year, easy.
Oh, easily, 100%.
Probably pushing 2 years. And we were the young guns in here, just we weren't crushing it, but people knew exactly who we were. Like, we thought we were crushing it a lot more than we were.
But we still respect that.
Yeah, it was still definitely a bit of respect. Probably respect until they could take our fucking money. So 10k starting stack and 5k add-on. It used to be 5k starting stack and 3k add-on.
So what are your thoughts on what would you say is a stack to have at the break to not add on?
If I got 25, I'm not adding on probably. Well, yeah, 25.
Is there anything lower and you're adding on, do you reckon?
Yeah, probably. Maybe 20k. I might be pushing it. Now, we'll see how tonight goes. It really depends on how the average is. I'll decide what the average stack is. And if I'm too far below it, I'll add on.
Yeah.
But if I'm a bit above it, I probably won't add on. I can afford it, so I can go for it, but Nerk's on that extra grind right now, you know, but he's binged the 2K the other week. Lucky dog.
To be yeah.
Fish, I tell you, they just, you know, come out of nowhere.
First vlog, he thinks it. Old Bones still got it. Old Bones still got it.
Because I've been giving him some tips recently.
Yeah, that's what it is, eh?
It's pretty easy field. Like, we're playing at the cast, but it's still like, there's obviously cast players there. Overall, like, Nerk and I are a lot better than a lot of the players. Like, some of them are coasting around, but
it's a mainstream casino tourney. It's one of the good. That's why it's literally possibly the best tournament to play.
Heaps of pub players down there come down. Obviously, there's the pros, but yeah.
And they're always going to be there. Like,
and that's what you want. You know, you don't want to just be coasting with like bad players all the time, because your play doesn't improve like that way. To be able to play with some pros and stuff like that at $120 buy-in for a tournament, it's perfect. Prepping you for those 550s, those 900, 2K tournaments, the ones that really count. On that final table, I will promise you, there will be 7 out of 9 players will be pros. 7 out of 9, and then you're there. So you don't want to have like zero experience when like there's like 45K up top or 30K up top, 20K, all those huge prizes. You don't want to be just, you know, just because you've been coasting through the tournaments with pub players, just going to get fucking raped straight away.
It's a great value tournament, and it's a great investment into your actual skill and your game and knowledge, like with that balance of a few pros there, 100%. But that's one of the things I'm like looking very forward to now with this kind of, you know, I feel like this more open mindset, which I discussed on one of my first vlog, which I feel like I've lost a bit of the ego when it comes to the game, which is going to be super helpful in learning and sponging more.
Absolutely. Ego is a huge problem in poker. If you got a big ego, you're in trouble, because you're just not going to learn. You're literally not going to learn. And that's what happened to us. Thought we were at like our top of our game, and then when you think you're at the top, you're not going to go anywhere else.
Yeah. You're
just going to stalemate. And yeah, now ego's pretty much out of the window. She always pops up every now and then when you're involved with the fish, but no, you gotta push that shit down, you know.
We're in the casino now, car park, just about to enter. Last time I came here, I paid $20 fucking to park here, which is like a new thing they introduced. Oh, what's this guy saying?
I can't get in.
You can't.
It's wrong car park.
I'll back out for you, brother.
Poor bloke, couldn't get in. Yeah, so Jacko's telling me when they introduced this, all the poker players in Perth Crown fucking like rose up and everyone filed a complaint. So poker players only specifically get free parking in this car park.
I'd pay my rake. I'd pay my goddamn
yeah, that's
rate.
it. Tournament rate, cash rate.
I'd pay my fucking rate.
No, the joke. I wasn't strong.
Alrighty, what's up, guys? We just hit the break for the tourney. Very interesting start. There was a very big deep blind because of the alternates waiting, and there wasn't enough tables, so we were sitting on like the last blind level for like over an hour, so there was a lot of playing time. I am sitting very comfortably right now. I am currently on around 40k. I do not need to do the add-on. I won a huge hand, which I'll discuss. But yeah, I've got 3 hands that I wanted to talk about. First hand, off the top of my head, I think blinds are 1-2 or 51. It was one of the earlier blinds. To the right of me was probably the best on the table. He knew what he was doing, Asian guy. I think he just min-clicked off 450 or something. On the hijack, I was on the cutoff with Queen Jack. I flatted him, small blind folded, and big blind called as well. Flop came deuce 4-8 rainbow. Big blind checked. The aggressor to the right of me, the Asian guy, he checked. And then I decided to check back. Could have taken the lead there, but I most likely would have got check called by the player to the right. I just wasn't comfortable in these situations. I'm never comfortable in these situations right now with players that I know are better than me, or at a level that, a better level than me. So check back that flop, which is still fine anyway. Turn is the king. It goes check again. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is a good card for me to rep. Both these players don't seem to be having much of it. So I decided to, I think I might have been more like 550 or something into like 12 or something like that. Somewhere around there. Big blind folded in the original razor. Yeah, he called me. River's a king, which is just a terrible card for me anyway. That pretty much screws me repping the king in the first place now. And with this play to the right of me calling me the turn, with that river card, he's pretty much calling me with any hand that he had. And at this point in time, I read the hand right. I had him on, floating me with ace high or even like a really small pair. But I wasn't thinking about what I was representing in the hand. And if I was, I would have realized the king's just a terrible card for me. It doesn't really help me with repping the king. and checking back the flop on the checking the flop doesn't really give me much any there. So it's pretty, you can comfortably call me with ace high there. So I wasn't thinking about my hand range, and that was my mistake. So I remember I let out on the river, and he snap called me with like ace 9, ace high. So yeah, that was a bit of a mistake there, and that was just just need to take into consideration my what I'm representing and stuff like that. Second hand, this is actually this was the first hand of the nut, and it was of the night. It was with the same guy, actually, the same Asian guy sitting to the right of me. It gets folded to him on the cutoff. He limps, blinds at 25.50. I've got pocket eights on the button. I make it 250. Fold, and then he completes. Board comes 7-4-4. He decides to check. I lead 250, and he check raises me to 700 here. So I just decided to flat. I'm not raising there. He can be betting a lot of draws there. Can be betting a 7 as well. Check raising a 7 there. Turns a 7. Not really the card I was looking to see. It's not a good card for me. He decides to check. I don't think there's any point in me betting that. Check the turn. River was a queen, and then he barreled. Very, very big bet size. Very big bet size, and looked like a 7. It looked like a 7, like a 5, 6, 7 or something like that. Ace 7. I don't know. Just the way he played it. So I ended up folding that. Yeah, that was an interesting hand as well. Very interested to know what he had there.
Dang it. We fucking bubbled, guys. That's so sick. We were looking in such good shape. Lost 2 flips. 2 flips, man, going on the final 2. What can you do? It was a good game.
Yo, what's up, guys? Back at the house. Unfortunately, we didn't make it. Man, that was a crazy game. We ran so deep as well. That was just such an unfortunate end to that tournament. We ended up coming 19th, and cash was 17th, so we bubbled. We're playing very well. A lot of interesting spots. We had a very comfortable stack going into the final 3 tables. Blinds were just picking up they were picking up a lot. I didn't realize that the structure was like that, but obviously it makes sense. Just got into a few positions where, just had to flip all in, and it was just super unfortunate. We just lost 2 flips with 19 players left. 2 flips that if we win, A, we're in the money, B, we have a very, very good chance of running deep and making some big cash. We would have had a nice stack, and the field, honestly, from what I was looking at, it wasn't a strong field left. There was like 1 or 2 like good players that I could see left, but didn't look like there was any pros. And what were the flips? We lost 9s versus Queen Jack. Guy flopped the queen, and then we lost our queens versus ace king, and that was a triple up pot as well. Someone raised and then folded. Always sucks fucking running that deep, doing well, and then just fucking bubbling like that. Whatever. I'm very happy with how I played. Very happy with the score. That's the deepest I've ran on the Monday night, so that's sick. There was a crazy hand that I want to talk about. I possibly made the biggest bluff I've ever made on the poker tables before. I've done some big bluffs before, but this, like, just the position that this was in, and it was a crazy bluff. So I want to talk about that. But I also want to talk about a hand that was early on in the game where I picked up my chips to get me to 40k. So this was this was just before the first break. I was sitting on about 18k, so I had a very, very nice stack at that point. Blinds were 153. So under the gun limps, I think he had about a stack of 15k, or roughly similar to mine. He was a net, like wasn't playing much, limping a few hands here and there. And then the chip leader, aggressive, like super aggro player, wild range, playing like everything. He just limped as well on the cutoff or hijack. Button, cutoff folds, or button folds. And I'm in the small blind with ace queen of clubs. I decided to make it 1750. Big blind folds. Under the gun limper calls, and then the big stack calls in position. So we go 3-way to the flop. Flop comes queen of spades, 10 of spades, 6 of hearts. Good flop for us, obviously. And we obviously decided to c-bet. I think I bet somewhere around 2100. Both guys call. So it's a bit of we got a pot brewing here now. I'm just hoping a good card comes on the turn. And it was like relatively decent. It was the 7 of hearts. Still good for us, I feel like. I decided to lead out. Now here's where I made a mistake. My betting size. At this point there was a shot clock, so I'm gonna like use that as an excuse as well, but I just wasn't thinking properly with my bet sizes. I think I let out 3,800 into that pot. Definitely should have made that bigger. both players called again. So now this was getting a bit, I was getting a bit nervous now. River comes the 10 of clubs. And yeah, I don't see any point in me betting that. I think we're just looking at check calling here. Player to left me checks, and then the big stack aggressive player just bets 5k. I don't think we're ever folding here, so glad I made the call. And then the fucking guy to the left of me snap calls as well. And when that happened, I'm like, oh fuck. Well, we're definitely not winning here. So then the big guy, the guy who let out, who bet the 5k in the end, he just marks instantly. I flip over, ace queen, and then the guy to the left of me who snap called shows queen jack, and we picked up like an enormous pot. So that's what skyrocketed us at the start. So we didn't have to add on. We had a 40k stack going on, in the first break, which was just amazing. Now, for this bluff, oh my god, like, I shit you not, if this was one of the most intense moments I've had in poker. Pretty much almost had a heart attack. It was that ridiculous. And it was such an intense position. So we get moved tables now. We got a lot of good players, a few pros on our table to the right of me though, which was good. And then a new player sat down to the right of me. Blinds were 1k, 2k. I was on about 50k. He sat down with 66k roughly. And at this point, these are good stacks. 20, 25 bigs plus is like very, very, very good stack in these tourneys. He's on the button. I'm in the big blind. Blinds 1-2. Gets folded to him. He makes that raise 5k. I look down at ace 5 suited. These ace rags, these ace wheels in the big blinds and small blinds are just beautiful hands. Beautiful hands to have in these positions because you obviously have the ace blocker. You do have the wheel draws if you do decide to go for the flop, but they're great 3-betting hands. Not all the time, but like this is just a little tactic I learned from an old friend in poker and watched a lot of pros do, and they're great hands to 3-bet button raises and cutoff raises, preferably button raises. So I decided to 3-bet the guy and 3-bet him to 14k. Now he tanked and then flattered, and I was like, okay, we have a pot here now. And bear in mind, like I was sitting in such a good position, so to take on the next chip leader who can stack me here, like this is a big like decision, a big pot, big very risky move, very intense. That's why this hand is even more crazy because I mean at this point we were very deep. I think there was 50 players left. Flop comes 7, 8, 9. I was discussing this with Jackson because I don't know if this hand was played well or not, but at the end of the day, it was like going off on a slight read and like rough hand ranges. I don't know if it's the right play, but whatever. In my opinion, like I don't see him having jacks plus. I think we get it all in pre. Well, I don't get it all in, but he rips it all in pre. I think a lot of the time he can absolutely be calling with king queens, king jacks, king tens, queen jacks, smaller pairs. I just felt like there was a lot of hands that he potentially had there that I'm still winning against. Now that flop doesn't help him, but there are hands that do help him. That there's definitely 7s, 8s, 9s. Flop sets, Jack 10, definitely. But yeah, I feel like there's more hands there that he has that doesn't hit that board. So I'm definitely going to represent what I'm representing the whole time. And I decided to c-bet. I think I c-bet 11k into 30k. He tanked and then made the call. Now I'm like, all right, fucking hell. This, like, we got a proper hand going on now. Like, he is battling me. He's contesting this. He's not taking this shit. This is when it just gets super intense. Like, when you're in one of these pots, in these positions, the heart is just fucking fucking next. This was so intense. Turn comes a 9, which I feel like for me is a very good card because it doesn't change the action. I just made the decision then and there that I was fucking going for it here, and I decided to fucking barrel there on the turn and ripped it in, and that was one of them. That was so intense. Like, this was such a big pot, such a big point in the tournament, and he fucking tanked for so long, and it was ridiculous. If I didn't have the hoodie on, like, I would have fucking died, because I'm not at that level where I can physically control myself in a bluff. Like, 100% no. That is a very, very intense skill to be able to do. Like, only a few pros, like, can literally do that, making an unbelievable bluff in an intense situation and just completely dead, no movements whatsoever in their body. Yeah, this was fucking super, super intense. And I almost had a heart attack. And then, yeah, he ended up folding. He just told me, he's like, fucking, I don't believe you, but I only have king high. So if you have ace high here, it's not going to go well for me. So I'm assuming he had king queen. And yeah, it was just a great read, like great read from both of us. And just, I was fortunate enough to be the aggressor in this situation, and it paid off for me. And we picked up a huge pot. And then he was just curious. He was just super curious about the hand. He was thought it was an awesome hand, as I did, and I said I'd tell him what I had after, and we'd talk about it. He was still in the tournament when I got eliminated. So look, all in all, a really, really good tournament. I'm super happy with how I played. There was a few tiny mistakes here and there, but that's just gonna, that's gonna happen. I'm just, as long as I'm recognizing them. We ran so deep, we bubbled. There was 2 flips as well. We win those flips. Oh, so good. It's a big payout. 5.5K up top, like 3.5 second, 2.5 third. Damn. That's it at the end of the day. You got to win those hands. There's a few spots towards the ends of tournaments, especially with those blind structures there. You just have to win those few hands, and then you're looking in good contention. Unfortunately, it just didn't roll my way. I guess that's that for this week, I guess. Probably have another vlog next week. We'll see how we go. Sweet as. Thanks, guys.
Monday come around, she on a calm now, but she told me she never popped a pill. I should never trust her.